Ladies and gentlemen, if it weren't for the next two superstars in our showcase, none of this would be possible. Because without Afa and Sika, without the wild Samoans, there truly is no dynasty. While it was their father who made the blood oath with High Chief Peter Maivia, it was Afa and Sika who built the family up, training generations of relatives, all with the single goal of becoming the best professional wrestler on the face of the planet. And while the two would together be WWE Hall of Famers, based solely on their work as trainers and cultivators of the next generation, their in-ring successes only add to their immortality. Afa and Sika formed WWE's most dominant tag team of the early 1980s, fighting their way to the WWE Tag Team Championship on 3 separate occasions. Opponents were often defeated before the bell even rang to start the match, falling victim to the aura and the intimidation factor of having to step into the ring with the wild Samoans, accompanied by Captain Lou Albano. The trio formed a masterful group that was able to take all opponents off their game, be it through Albano's devious schemes or the overpowering nature of the wild Samoans. WWE had never dealt with a team so primal, turning each match into a battle of survival. Most feared, the deadly Samoan drop, a move that has been imitated by many, but duplicated only by a chosen few.
There they are, the wild Samoans.
These are immigrants coming from the island, trying to figure it out, trying to find a way. I couldn't imagine being these men. I couldn't imagine taking on these responsibilities of setting the tone in a whole new country. And then trying to break into entertainment on top of that. But they made it work. And that's what we are. We're workers. We make it work.
These tribal elders set the standard for all of their descendants to not only follow, but they also taught their descendants how to surpass it. So beloved were the two that perhaps no moment holds more significance to your tribal chief, Roman Reigns, than when he was presented the Ula Fala by his father Sika and Uncle Afa after the 2020 Hell in a Cell event. You see, it was their acknowledgement that gave Roman Reigns the unshakable confidence to continue his journey to becoming the greatest of all time.
The utmost respect, love, and gratitude for those men. Because if my father and uncle don't do what they do, we're not here.
We now humbly present to you the honor of walking in the famed footsteps of the wild Samoans, finding a tag team in WWE's long and storied history that we felt would test the wild Samoans was not an easy task. But then a thought came to your wise man. Why not give the audience exactly what they want? Why not put the wild Samoans against one of the greatest tag teams of all time? Why not present Afa, Sika, the wild Samoans versus Bubba Ray and Devon the Dudley Boys. And if we're going to go that far, let's do it in a tables match. Showcase that savage brutality that made both teams the eternal legends we know them to be. No pinfalls, no submissions, no rules. Just be the team that avoids being put through the table, and you will emerge victorious. And with these four men, you better believe that things are going to get extreme.
And here they come, Bubba Ray and Diva.
Here's the bell, and it's the Wild Samoans, Alpha and Sika, taking on Devon and Bubba Ray Dudley, the Dudley Boys.
Two sets of brothers, two sets of absolute madmen, ready to get the tables and get downright savage. Bringing a new definition to the term sibling rivalry. This one will get extremely physical.
Alpha and Sika, both individuals that compete barefooted. Not something common of most wrestlers, Corey, but it is actually very customary in the Samoan wrestling heritage.
It's how they train, it's how they live in the Isle of Samoa. And no one delays a fight just to put some boots on. Samoans are ready for battle at the drop of a hat. Finds them all. Ooh, a nasty shot to the throat.
And Devon Dudley turning it around. Okay, he should really focus on the match now. We get the point. Such a peculiar look coming from the Wild Samoans, as if they have no control of their animalistic behavior. Alpha gets intercepted.
A very ferocious demeanor emanates from the Wild Samoans.
And the Dudley Boys remain the kings of the tables match.
Here are your winners, Bubba Ray.
Here's the bell, and it's the Wild Samoans, Alpha and Sika, taking on Devon and Bubba Ray Dudley, the Dudley Boys.
Two sets of brothers, two sets of absolute madmen, ready to get the tables and get downright savage. Bringing a new definition to the term sibling rivalry. This one will get extremely physical.
Somebody's got to put a stop to this. And we can harp on how this match was something almost tailor-built by the Dudley Boys. With a famous series of TLC matches they've had, the Dudleys have become synonymous with the T in TLC.
And that didn't stand for tender, Cole. It means tables, and it means lots of them. Yeah, and if Bubba Ray and Devon can get the Wild Samoans to a table tonight, it will really add to the Dudley Boys' legacy even further. This maniac's out of control. Hey, desperate times call for desperate measures. You got to do what you got to do.
And he comes in under the ropes now. Corey, I've got to know, what can the Wild Samoans do to get the advantage in this tables match? After all, this is the Dudley Boys match, the match they put on the map, the match they're synonymous with.
Maybe the Wild Samoans have to be a little less wild. They still need to brutalize their opponents because that's what they do best. But the last thing Alpha and Sika want to do is rush head first into a table. After all, that's exactly how you lose.
Alpha and Sika, both individuals that compete barefooted. Not something common of most wrestlers, Corey, but it is actually very customary in the Samoan wrestling heritage.
It's how they train, it's how they live in the Isle of Samoa. And no one delays a fight just to put some boots on. Samoans are ready for battle at the drop of a hat. Oh no, this isn't going to be good!
And the Dudley Boys remain the kings of the tables match.
Here are your winners, Bubba Ray.
Here's the bell, and it's the Wild Samoans, Alpha and Sika, taking on Devon and Bubba Ray Dudley, the Dudley Boys.
Two sets of brothers, two sets of absolute madmen, ready to get the tables and get downright savage. Bringing a new definition to the term sibling rivalry. This one will get extremely physical.
And the Wild Samoans always have that gaze in their eyes, that look that makes you question their understanding of their surroundings.
Yeah, and I have to wonder if Alpha and Sika are even aware of what the tables are for. I'm afraid they'll just keep on dishing out punishment, expecting a bell to eventually ring.
And Bubba is countered. Comes down across the head with the axe handle.
Textbook scoop slam. Great ring awareness saved him. Now this is just classless.
Somebody's got to put a stop to this.
Trouble is on the horizon.
And we can harp on how this match was something almost tailor-built by the Dudley Boys. With a famous series of TLC matches they've had, the Dudleys have become synonymous with the T, TLC.
And that didn't stand for tender, Cole. It means tables, and it means lots of them. Yeah, and if Bubba Ray and Devon can get the Wild Samoans to a table tonight, it will really add to the Dudley Boys' legacy even further.
Now, these are obviously two juggernaut tag teams clashing, but this is also a match that clearly favors one team over the other. Be honest, Corey, do you think the Wild Samoans really have...
Look out! Oh, what a landing! Adrenaline can make you do crazy things. Exhibit A, right there. Oh, man, like getting hit by a brick wall.
Corey, the Wild Samoans are about as tough and mean as they come, a very physical duo, and we've seen how they use their heads, almost like a concrete weapon.
Yeah, they don't need much flash. They're just a formidable ground-and-pound team. If they lack in offensive creativity, they make up for it in blunt force trauma. And nothing packs more blunt force trauma than an Alpha or Sika headbutt.
Countered right when it was needed.
Dodges away.
Crank in the head.
Nice scoop slam. From the top, senton.
Oh, this is nasty. And that blow has him wavering.
So far, this tables match has been just as brutal as we anticipated.
Oh, elbow right to the breadbasket for their troubles. Ava and Sika, both individuals that compete barefoot.
Hot dog into the Samoan drop. Incredible. The Wild Samoans just completed. There it is.
And he just decides to end the hold.
Wonder what he's thinking here. Down the opponent and a double axe handle smash. Devon gets out of the way. Elbow on the spot. And it seems like his head might be the target here. Back elbow. Did you see that? Back in the ring. No, flesh on flesh. Nothing pretty about it. Oh, man. Jarring headbutt.
The Dudley Boys came into... I know they had to turn up the dial. Had to match Alpha and Sika's level of aggression. Bubba Ray and Devon know they have to be extreme as they can be.
Yeah, but what the Dudleys call extreme, the Wild Samoans just call regular old Tuesday. Alpha and Sika are just a different breed of wrestler. Look, I don't care who you are. You could be King Kong or a kaiju. It's going to be curtains for you if you're on the receiving side of a Wild Samoan headbutt.
And Alpha and Sika just beat the Dudley Boys at their own game.
Here are your winners, Alpha and Sika, the Wild Samoans.
And it's the Wild Samoans standing tall, having beat the Dudley Boys at their own game.
From the very moment he arrived as the enforcer of the Bloodline, Solo Sikoa has taken every brutal, savage element of his predecessors and refined them into a near-perfect smashing machine. Even in the year before his arrival, Solo raised eyebrows and garnered buzz while competing in NXT. But nobody could have predicted just how smoothly his transition to the main roster would go. And before I go on any further, let me make one thing perfectly clear. I'm only saying what I'm saying about Solo Sikoa because I am a wise man. I'm a professional. And because I'm being handsomely compensated for my stellar work as your host of the WWE 2K25 Showcase. I haven't forgotten what Solo Sikoa and his rogue bloodline did to me. But I also know better than to let personal feelings hinder your professional endeavors. So with that being said, since his arrival at Clash at the Castle in 2022, Solo Sikoa has consistently been involved in WWE's biggest moments and biggest matches. He's been victorious in War Games. He's repeatedly enforced the Bloodline's will to maintain Roman Reigns' status as undisputed WWE Universal Heavyweight Champion.
I brought Solo in as an insurance policy. Solo was here to protect me. Solo was here to maintain the promised land. He's violent. He's strong, he's fast, he's all those things. And he betrayed me. Any man who would betray me must be a very dangerous man.
Solo defeated John Cena. Solo elected to betray your tribal chief, Roman Reigns, in an attempt to bestow upon himself the title of tribal chief. When I refused to acknowledge Solo as my tribal chief, you are not my tribal. He, Tama Tonga, Tonga Loa, and Jacob Fatu put me through a table in Madison Square Garden. And that led to opportunities to compete for the undisputed WWE Heavyweight Championship. It's led to more visibility with Solo's rogue bloodline ruling over SmackDown. Every choice Solo made only furthered his standing in WWE. He has the bloodlust of the wild Samoans, the brutality of his cousin Yokozuna, and the single-minded focus of Roman Reigns, all rolled into one. There is no question the future is his for the taking, and that he will be champion many times over, and that he may set records of his own before it's all said and done. Few men have so quickly served notice to all of WWE in the manner that Solo Sikoa has done. Whether you want to acknowledge him or not is irrelevant. One way or another, Solo Sikoa forces you to do just that, or you will suffer severe consequences. One by one, each and every single superstar on the WWE roster is going to find that out. Solo will make sure of it. I, of course, will simply await any and every opportunity for your tribal chief, Roman Reigns, to teach Solo some manners. Until that happens, though, we are taking you back to the one-year anniversary special for NXT 2.0, which saw then North American champion Carmelo Hayes, and indeed, he is him, issue an open challenge. Unfortunately for the future superstar, it was to be answered by Solo Sikoa. and things went as well for Hayes as you can probably guess. Showcase the unrelenting fury that has made Solo Sikoa nearly unstoppable and defeat Carmelo Hayes to earn Solo his first championship victory. It won't be easy against Carmelo, especially when he has Trick Williams watching his back. And if you make one mistake against the champ, he'll take his shot and most likely hit nothing but net.
Here comes the A-Champ.
The following contest scheduled for one fall is for the NXT North American Championship. Accompanied by Trick Williams, he is the NXT North American Champion, Carmelo Hayes.
Mello and Trick looking so pleased with themselves after attacking Wes Lee.
NXT 2.0 celebrating its first anniversary, all thanks to amazing talent like this man.
Hayes has a look right now. He probably thinks he's getting the night off and another day on his North American title reign.
Well, after what Mello and Trick just did to Wes Lee, who's going to have the guts to step up and take Lee's place?
What? This place is shaking!
We never thought we'd see Sikoa again.
His opponent from Las Vegas, Nevada, weighing in at 250 pounds, Solo Sikoa!
And Solo is dressed to fight, too. I really didn't think we'd see him again.
We saw him at Clash of the Castle 10 days ago where he cost Drew McIntyre the WWE Universal Championship.
Well, as far as I'm personally concerned, Sikoa isn't welcome around here. Mello needs the night off.
Well, Mello talks about wearing the biggest crown in the WWE, but it's Sikoa who sits at the biggest table in WWE.
Well, he wasn't exactly invited to sit at this table now, was he?
We said to expect the unexpected. Is this title match going to happen?
As we say in WWE, expect the unexpected. We expected Wes Lee to be Carmelo Hayes' opponent here, but instead, we have the surprise return of Solo Sikoa as he's claimed his title opportunity.
Solo Sikoa, fresh off joining the Bloodline, is here. He has answered the call, and we indeed have an NXT North American title defense tonight for NXT 2.0's one-year celebration. What a boot!
As we say in WWE, expect the unexpected. We expected Wes Lee to be Carmelo Hayes' opponent here, but instead, we have the surprise return of Solo Sikoa as he's claimed his title opportunity.
Solo Sikoa, fresh off joining the Bloodline, is here. He has answered the call, and we indeed have an NXT North American title defense tonight for NXT 2.0's one-year celebration.
Solo Sikoa already with the strategic advantage, taking Hayes by surprise and challenging him for the North American title.
And the Street Champ needs to continue to be unpredictable if he wants that championship. He's got two sets of eyes watching his every move, so he needs to outmaneuver both Mello and Trick to succeed.
Strong words from Carmelo Hayes before this match saying, quote, "Heavy is the head that wears the crown, and Mello has the biggest crown and the heaviest head."
Mello has indeed proven worthy of said crown, but he's face-to-face with a man who has a seat at the biggest table in WWE.
Well, both men have earned their status thus far, that's for sure.
Carmelo is losing his grasp of this match now.
And it looks like Solo has all the answers for Carmelo at this point.
And Sikoa sent toward the ropes, and Carmelo Hayes with a kick right into the midsection. Melo taking it to Sikoa here.
The power of Solo just a little too much for the A-Champ in this instance.
What a chop.
Trademark viciousness. Lack of mercy. That's what Solo Sikoa is all about.
Into the corner. Big splash by Sikoa. Melo in trouble. Sikoa. Trick Williams making sure Melo got out of harm's way. Well, at least momentarily.
And momentarily is right. Sikoa continuing to inflict more punishment on the champ.
And Hayes takes out Williams on the outside. Solo standing strong.
Solo not allowing the presence of Trick Williams to distract him whatsoever.
Solo has the mindset to destroy anyone in the way.
On the apron.
All the way to the outside.
Sikoa showing plenty of intensity here.
And the power of Sikoa proving too much for Hayes right now.
Into the steel steps. That's got to be a tide turner. You got to be impressed by both Solo Sikoa and Carmelo Hayes. They've taken NXT 2.0 by storm over the last year.
Yeah, since the shift to NXT 2.0, Melo has spent over 9 months as NXT North American Champion over 2 very long reigns.
And don't forget Solo. Over the last year, he's defeated top and
from the top. No matter who you are, when you crash on the floor, a searing pain races through your body.
And now thrown back into the ring. He answers right back.
Carmelo's finally able to slow all that incoming offense.
Hayes was being tested and was finally able to get some offense of his own. Let me point out that this is brutally unfair to the A-Champ. He prepared for Wes Lee or a night off. Now he's not getting either.
Oh no, now possibly setting up for a submission. And wait a second, interesting turn of events. Here.
Yeah, he just released the hold, and I'm racking my brain wondering why. And into the corner he goes. Proof these superstars have done their homework.
And an elbow. A continuous attack on Hayes.
Solo's really on top of his game right now.
And Hayes turning it around.
Find some payback with their own reversal.
Headbutt.
And it looks like, yeah, he's donning the crimson mask after that move. From the top,
big time elbow. Knife edge chop echoing through the...
Big uppercut rocks the jaw of Carmelo Hayes, ripped out of the corner.
Looking to put him away, and now Trick Williams up on the apron, causing a distraction.
Trick paying dividends. Ooh. First 48.
And that could be the turning point for the North American champion.
Oh, Samoa drop by Sikoa. Cover now for the win. Hayes kicks it too.
And Williams once again on the apron.
You can see how concerned Trick Williams is that Carmelo Hayes' championship hopes, might be fading away.
Super kick drops Williams. Hayes picked out of the sky.
What a spinning Solo.
Is that it for Carmelo Hayes? Trick is out. Carmelo is dazed. Here's your chance, so... winding up.
Samoan spike. It just got as bad as it could for the champ.
What the? Sikoa is the new champion.
Here is your winner.
I ain't doing this one. We can have all the fun we want with these video games and this showcase and these fantasy matchups like Offensica versus Bubba Ray and Devon, but I'm not doing shtick about Roman Reigns and Seth Rollins. That's a little too volatile. And it's way too personal for Roman Reigns. Roman Reigns and Seth Rollins came up together in the Shield. And Seth Rollins took it upon himself to disband the Shield by blindsiding Roman Reigns with a chair. At WrestleMania 31, Roman Reigns, in the main event of WrestleMania, was about to win the WWE title when Seth Rollins cashed in Money in the Bank and stole the main event, the match, and the title from Roman Reigns. Roman Reigns lost the undisputed championship after almost 4 years, the greatest title reign of all time, to Cody Rhodes. Not because Cody Rhodes was the better man, but because Seth Rollins was right there. And the seduction, the bloodlust that Roman Reigns had for that moment of revenge was too much for Roman Reigns to give up. And for the first time in Roman Reigns' life, he took his eye off the ball for that much time and smashed Seth Rollins with a chair, the same way Seth did a decade earlier to Roman. And that moment gave Cody Rhodes all he needed to end the most historic title reign in WWE history. I'm supposed to do shtick about Roman Reigns versus Seth Rollins for a showcase? I mean, it's smart, because the next time Roman Reigns steps into the ring with Seth Rollins will be the last time Seth Rollins steps into a ring. Next time Roman Reigns gets his hands on Seth Rollins, you won't have your architect anymore. You won't have your visionary anymore. You won't have your revolutionary anymore. You will have your tribal chief, Roman Reigns, but you'll never again have Seth freaking Rollins. Roman Reigns will put an end to Seth Rollins in WWE. And then the only way you'll ever be able to see Roman Reigns versus Seth Rollins will be in the WWE 2K25 showcase. Roman Reigns versus Seth Rollins from the 2022 Royal Rumble. And that's not a prediction. That's a spoiler.
The big question as we kick off Royal Rumble, will Roman survive tonight?
Well, the man who's walking down the aisle here in front of 44,000 plus is the greatest champion of all time, transcending the business. And tonight, it's personal. For 17 months, Roman Reigns has dominated everyone. And luckily for Roman, he's had a special counsel and his cousins to help him keep cool, keep focused, and concentrate on the business at hand.
Now Paul Heyman is gone, and the Usos are barred from ringside. And without those calming forces, Corey, cracks started to form last night in Roman's armor.
No telling how Roman's going to handle things on his own. It's been years since he competed on his own. But that's the situation we're seeing right now for the Tribal Chief. In recent weeks, Seth Rollins touched on the one thing that Roman Reigns has not been able to get over: the dissolution of the Shield at the hands of Seth Rollins.
Roman Reigns is a loyal man, a family man, and what Seth Rollins did to his family was cowardly in the eyes of the head of the table, the Tribal Chief, the man who is blessed by the gods of sports entertainment.
Corey, on SmackDown last night, we saw one thing that we haven't seen out of Roman Reigns. We saw Roman Reigns lose his cool.
Look at this. Even more mind games from Rollins. As we heard that music pop right there, the Shield, you can't help but have a little nostalgia. You can't help but think back to the glory days of when the Shield would go to town, beating everybody down.
Until that man right there, Seth freaking Rollins, decided to tear it apart.
Seth Rollins says he knows Roman Reigns so well. He knows how to prey on the insecurities of the Universal Champion. He knew there was one thing that Reigns will never get over, and that is that Seth Rollins chose to end the Shield.
The infamous blow to the back of Roman Reigns with a steel chair many years ago, which broke up perhaps the greatest faction in WWE history. Well, tonight, Rollins will use that to get in the head of the champ and win the Universal title.
The following contest, scheduled for one fall, is for the Universal Championship. Introducing the challenger from Davenport, Iowa, weighing in at 217 pounds, Seth freaking Rollins. And his opponent,
that title, the WWE Universal Championship, has been in Reigns' possession for a record-breaking 516 days. Can he extend the reign even further tonight? The Royal Rumble Premium Live event kicks off with a match between two former brothers. Roman Reigns in his record 516-day reign as Universal Champion versus Seth Rollins donned in the...
Down around into the schoolboy, shoulders are down.
Rope break, stop the pin.
This is where awareness really pays off in the ring.
Roman Reigns, 516 days as Universal Champion, putting the title on the line against his former Shield brother, Seth freaking Rollins. And the wise man, Paul Heyman, will be at ringside for a championship match tonight, just not this one.
And that's just sickening to me, Cole. Taking flight through the air and connects.
Ouch.
Kick to the gut.
Oh, what a right. He gets back into the ring.
Wind him up into a big right.
Impressive reversal on Rollins.
Textbook jumping clothesline.
Oof. Even before Seth put his gear on, he came into this match with a clear-cut advantage.
You're right, Cole. 1 week ago on SmackDown, Seth Rollins and Kevin Owens defeated the Usos. As a result, Jimmy and Jay are barred from ringside.
It was an all-or-nothing move, as Rollins would have lost his title opportunity had that match gone the other way. It just proves that Seth freaking Rollins will take every freaking risk to win.
Ferocious in their approach on the champion, trying to make sure the champ won't have a leg to stand on. Has him in the corner, thinking of the next move.
Shoulder right to the midsection.
Oh, look at this.
Boot right to the throat. Gentlemen, for 17 months, Roman Reigns has dominated. He had special counsel and cousins to help him stay in control, to keep his cool, to concentrate on the business at hand. But now Paul Heyman is gone, and the Usos are barred from ringside.
Without those calming forces, cracks have started to show. Every comment Rollins has made about their past cuts deeper. Every mind game breaks Roman's spirit even further. This might be the toughest physical battle the Tribal Chief has faced, but it definitely is his toughest mental battle.
Textbook jumping clothesline.
Oof. Just punched him right in the mouth. Relentless. Just grounded and pounded. Lift it up. What's next?
I hate to say this, but the Tribal Chief has become extremely frazzled without the benefit of having the Bloodline by his side.
Every little move Rollins makes seems to put Reigns on edge. This outfit, the Shield's entrance music. I bet if Rollins gave Roman a fist bump, it would make the Tribal Chief go nuclear.
Getting carried to a vulnerable position here.
Reigns so close to finishing this, he can taste it. Ending Rollins and closing the book on the Shield will be his biggest victory yet. Blast off!
Look out below!
I can't believe what we just saw.
I can't believe that didn't miss.
Delivered into the barricade. Right to the back.
Seth Rollins says he knows Roman Reigns so well, says he knows how to prey on the insecurities of the Universal Champion.
Rollins knew there was one thing that Roman Reigns could never, ever get over, that it was Seth Rollins who chose to end the Shield.
That blow to the back of Roman Reigns with a steel chair so many years ago broke up perhaps the greatest faction in WWE history. Who would have thought that moment would still loom so large and be the biggest key to victory for Seth freaking Rollins?
Reigns heads up. This is going to be good. From the top.
We can see a count out here. Whoa, look out.
Took a leap of faith and connected perfectly. This could be just what they needed.
Oh, colliding with the barricade. The Tribal Chief has been dominant over the last 516 days since he captured the Universal Championship. Month after month, he's dominated every top contender on the SmackDown roster.
Roman Reigns has beaten big names over the last year and a half. Braun Strowman, Rey Mysterio, the Demon Finn Balor, even John Cena. But Reigns has to be bothered by the fact that he has never been able to knock off Rollins in a premium ladder match in his career. Never successfully defended a title against Rollins.
Indeed, two of the biggest PLE losses of Roman Reigns' career have been at the hands of Seth freaking Rollins. At Money in the Bank in 2016, Rollins defeated Reigns for the WWE title. And a year prior to that, Rollins committed the heist to the century and used the Money in the Bank to steal Roman's WWE Championship in the main event of WrestleMania.
Apparently, this match needed a mud hole, and a mud hole is being stomped.
I have to admit, it's a pretty cool move for Rollins to just take the years of history the Shield had and turn it into a joke here tonight.
It's appalling, Saxton. Rollins has always treated that sacred history as a joke. Now we know that Roman Reigns is a loyal man, a family man. What Seth Rollins did to his lift off. Good Lord, taking flight from ring post to ringside, risking it all paid off.
What a spear by Reigns!
That is how a true champion defends their title. I don't even think Roman's aware of where he is anymore. He has tunnel vision for Rollins. The only thing the Tribal Chief is seeing right now is red. And heaven have mercy on Reigns, old Shield brother now.
Trying to find his feet. This does not look good for him.
And here's Reigns now, misses wildly with the clothesline attempt. Spear! Spear by Reigns! Roman Reigns from out of nowhere with a spear!
That could end it for Rollins if Roman could just make the cover.
Roman trying to fight through the pain. Oh my, guys. Guys, look at what Rollins is doing.
After all these two have been through, Rollins wants that Shield fist bump.
Reigns shaking it off as Rollins continues to try to play mind games.
Yeah, but that may have triggered a litany of emotions within the Tribal Chief. Reigns unsure